Hello, potato. I'm not feeling too good today. Think I might be coming down with a fever. Fever for the flavor of a Pringles. But hey, since once you pop, you can't stop. Let's try two more flavors while we're at it. A trio of Pringles flavors to fill our salty, crunchy snack needs. We've got chili cheese fries. And since recently we did those Mike's Hot Honey Snacks by Utz, we picked up some Hot Honey Pringles because I feel like they're trying to make Hot Honey the flavor of the summer. It isn't for me, but we'll try it anyways. And then we have the one that I have the most interest in. This was my flavor of the summer a couple years ago, I think in 22, and that is Mexican street corn. Love me a good Mexican street corn flavored chip. Sadly, I haven't had me a good Mexican street corn flavored chip in a couple years now, but hopefully that'll change. Although technically I think we can't technically call these chips. They are potato crisps because they're not chipped off of a potato. They are like pulverized and then formed into the Pringles shape. So they're not technically legally chips here. They're crisps here. And I think in the UK, I think they have to call them like crispy snacks or crunchy snacks because they don't meet the qualification of crisp there. For this, I think same reason they don't meet the qualification of chip here. Although it could also just be importation stuff that classifying them as a snack instead of a chip or a crisp may result in lower increase import taxes. That's what I'm looking for, import. So looking at these, we have all three of them claim to be naturally and artificially flavored, con sabor natural y artificial. And yeah, they all say that. So this looks like it should give us the sense of cheese and chili and I guess onions. Here we've got like cotija cheese, lime, sour cream, corn, or maybe probably creme fraiche actually, maybe, I don't know. And then on Hot Honey we have just honey and spice. What are we looking at nutrition-wise? Obviously these aren't nutritious, but 150 calories per serving. Each serving is approximately 14 crisp. Sodium, 6%, no, 5%, 10%, and 10%. So these are the least salty option, probably because it's honey. And I don't care that much about the ingredients, honestly, this time. They're not too bad, but I mean, potatoes, obviously. This has yellow corn, degerminated yellow corn flavor. That jumps out at me. Well, they all have that, though. There's there. And yeah, I expected that in the corn. I didn't expect that in the other two flavors. That's interesting. I wonder why chili cheese fries meant to taste like yellow corn. Well, let's crack them open, or rather, let's pop them open. How they used to do the commercials like this. Doesn't really, I can't do that. Didn't really pop, did it? Our chili cheese. And of course, the nice thing about Pringles is they are kind of all uniformly filled. There's not a ton of airspace. Now let's give it a sniff. Yeah, I would say it smells like chili and something else. Not 100% sure what. I smell chili, I smell Pringle. There's something else there, but it could be the cheese. It could be the cheese I'm smelling. Let's try our Mexican street corn. Those smell nice. Very bright scent. Yeah, they smell, I would say they smell like those old street corn chips I used to get. Those were quite good. Sadly, they were like a Sam's Club brand and therefore no longer exist. Finally, let's try our Hot Honey here. Give them a sniff. Not much of a scent there at all. Kind of just smell of Pringles. Let's see if we can get one out so we can look at them. Okay, these have, I can tell right off, these have like that kind of powdery coating that the Hot Honey potato chips we did before had. These do not. So maybe, is that just the way you have to do Hot Honey flavor on like a dry snack? Is you have to just kind of powder it on there? Interesting. You can't mix the flavoring in, but it's definitely a heavier, like a thicker grit than the seasoning in these two. These two are much more like powdery. They're kind of integrated into the crisp. This one, I don't know how well you can see it on camera, but it looks like there's like a sugar coating, like a dusting of sugar on it. I'm guessing that's the honey. And again, that's pretty much how they looked on the Mike's Hot Honey chips from Utz, so that's not too terribly surprising. So let's try the one I'm the least interested in first, and that is the Hot Honey. It's got that powdery coating, it's a little orangey-ish to it, but I think that might just be color, or that could be the chili pepper spice. Let's give it a try. I'm gonna say a little spicier than the Mike's Hot Honey ones were. The heat kind of blooms right on my tongue after a couple of chews, and it doesn't stay around too long, but I'd say it's a little bit sharper when it's there. It's not like, habanero chip hot or anything, but I feel like it's more prevalent than it was on the Utz potato chips. Even though the chip itself, of course, is more delicate, being a Pringle, those are reasonably thick chips as well. Not as sweet either. I believe those chips were very sweet, and I think I'll have a little bit of heat in the back of the throat. These are not as sweet, and the heat's a little more prominent, on the tongue, front and center. But it does take a couple chews for it to show up. See, I think I do like these better than the Mike's Hot Honey chips we tried. I think I like the texture of the Pringle better than the texture of a regular potato chip. I like that they're not as sweet, and I like the heat's, I think, a little bit more prevalent than it was in those. Next, let's try our chili cheese. Just leave the display one out and just take them out of the can. There's our chili cheese one, a lot more reddishness on it. No powdery coating. Let's give it a try. Much more flavorful. Yeah, the flavor on that just comes right up and says hello as soon as it touches your tongue. Much more strongly flavored than the hot honey. I definitely like it better. I like the extra. I like flavorful things. But yeah, I definitely like that better. Is it hot though? It's saltier, but I get a real meaty sense up the aroma up in the nose. I get a really nice meaty sense off of that as I chew it and breathe out. Those are quite good. I like this better than the hot honey. And if nothing else, even though the Mexican street corn disappoints me now, I do have a good crisp out of this. Those are really nice and strongly flavored, not spicy, a little saltier, certainly saltier than that. A little salty, but I think that's fairly normal. When you have the cheese and the chili meat, those are fairly salty things. I think I get a little bit of a sense of the onion, but it's not too strong. Not as much as it shows in the picture there. Those are really nice. I actually wouldn't be surprised if we went back and bought some more of those. I just noticed these two say they're bursting with flavor and this one doesn't, which I wonder why that is, because that was much less flavorful than that was. Just different production runs, maybe? I don't know. All right, let's try the Mexican street corn. This is the one I really want to be good, because I really would like to have a good Mexican street corn flavored. The phrase Mexican street corn flavor is not easy for me to say. I would really like to have a good Mexican street corn flavored snack again, because I miss those tortilla chips that Sam's Club sold. Let's give these a try. Flavor hits you as soon as you touch your tongue with it. Not as strong as the chili cheese fries, but very, very different, obviously. I mean, it should be. I get a little bit of the tartness of presumably the lime. I think I'm getting some cilantro in there. Maybe a little creaminess. I'll say they're not as good as the Sam's Club tortilla chips were, but they're pretty good. They're nice. The cheesiness is good, a little salty, not as salty as the chili cheese ones either. As far as overall flavorfulness goes, I think I've actually got them sitting in the right order. Least flavorful, medium, most flavorful. But this is not a slouch, it's just not as strongly flavored as the chili cheese fries, but it's quite good. I do get some cheesiness. I'm thinking I'm getting cilantro in there, I'm getting the tartness of the lime. I don't think I'm not getting the sweet corn flavor. That's what's missing from this and those old chips, is they had a really good sweet corn flavor to them under the seasoning. And this doesn't have that, which being a potato chip and not a corn tortilla chip, that makes a certain amount of sense. mean, ultimately, I could see buying some more of these. Well, I could see buying more of these two, not that one so much. I like spicy stuff, but that's just, you know, not really working for me on that sense. I think, honestly, hot honey is just not a flavor that's for me. It doesn't mean I'm not going to try anything else if I find interesting hot honey things, but I think the hot honey thing is just not my thing. Chili cheese fries and Mexican street corn though are very much my thing. And yeah, I could definitely see myself buying both of those again in the future. And so to wrap this up, I think it's supposed to do that thing, where you combine flavors and you have Pringles, they stack. Let's do a flavor combination of corn, chili, and hot honey. This will probably be awful, but what better way to finish off our time popping off with Pringles. Weird. Predominantly the flavor I got there was the chili cheese fries, but I could taste the sweetness of the hot honey, and now I'm getting a little bit of the heat from the hot honey, and I could taste the tartness of the lime in the street corn. Kind of did an end run around the other flavors and got to the side of my tongue. It's a weird combination. I don't know that I'd ever encourage you to try that, but I had them here. How could I not? Now, sadly, what I was looking for when I found these is I was trying to find the Minecraft Dynamite flavor Pringles, but I've had no luck in finding those, but yeah, I'll keep looking. But I found these, and 2 of the 3 are quite good. Third one's not bad, it's just not that good. So hey, it wasn't exactly a total loss, now was it? With that, I suppose I will wrap this up. I think as far as ones I like the most, again, they're in the order they need to be in. Most, second, least. Also, least flavorful, medium flavor, most flavorful. But none of them are failures. They all deserve a participation trophy, if nothing else. And hey, coming in third place out of 3 is still coming in third place. So with that, we will wrap this up. I hope you found it at all interesting or entertaining. If you did, give it a like, subscribe to the channel. I do thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.